Good afternoon. I would like to call this meeting of the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio to order. Today's date is April 19th, 2023. Our first order of business will be the swearing in of our newly appointed Commissioner, John Williams. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, John D. Williams,
I, John D. Williams,
promise and swear
promise and swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and to faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and faithfully discharge the duties of the office
as a member of the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio,
as a member of the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio,
to which I have been appointed by Governor Mike DeWine
where I've been appointed by Governor DeWine
for the term designated.
for the term designated.
This I shall do,
This I shall do,
as I shall answer unto God.
as I shall answer unto God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I forgot, sorry.
Yeah.
Now, your family's here.
Yes.
Okay, would they like to come up and get a picture as well? Yeah, I think they would.
Yeah, I'm the father. No, that's right, and he wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Is this me? Okay. All right. Okay, next is our roll call, which will be conducted by Jeff Jones, the Commission's Legal Director.
Chair French.
Here.
Vice Chair Conway.
Here.
Commissioner Friedemann.
Here.
Commissioner Dieters.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Chair French, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Our next order of business is approving the minutes from the meeting of April 5th, 2023. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as prepared?
I move approval of the minutes as prepared.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any comments or discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? The minutes as prepared are approved. We'll now go through the items on our agenda, beginning with Judge Addison with electric. Item number 1, case 16-1031 ELUNC, please.
In this finding and order, the Commission accepts the results of AEP Ohio's competitive auction to procure generation supply for their percentage of income payment plan program customers.
Is there a motion for approval?
So approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 1 is approved. Item number 2, case 17-1163 ELUNC, please.
In this finding and order, the Commission accepts the results of AES Ohio's competitive auction to procure generation supply for their percentage of income payment plan program customers.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 2 is approved. Item number 3, case 2111 ELCSS, please.
In this opinion and order, the Commission finds that the complainant failed to carry his burden of proving that the Cleveland Electric Illuminating Company provided unreasonable service. However, we direct the company to file reports as described in the order related to issues raised by the complainant.
Okay. Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the opinion and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Okay, item number 3 is approved. And I just want to say that today's approval of the Commission's order will require the Cleveland Electric Illuminating Company to make improvements in their processes related to storm restoration planning coordination and the training of its employees to avoid confusion as was experienced in the situation that was outlined in this case. So that's a good result. Okay, we're going to call item number 4, case 21890 ELCSS, and item number 5, case 21926 ELCSS together, please.
In these 2 entries, the Commission grants the joint motions to dismiss with prejudice as the parties have settled the issues raised in the complaints.
Okay. Is there a motion for approval of items number 4 and 5?
I move approval of both entries.
Is there a second?
Second to both.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Items number 4 and 5 are approved. Item number 6, case 22878 ELCSS, please.
In this entry, the Commission grants the motion of Smart Energy Holdings to dismiss the complaint pursuant to Ohio Admin Code 4901901F.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the entry.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 6 is approved. Item number 7, case 23106 ELRDR, please.
In this entry, the Commission selects Blue Ridge Consulting Services to conduct audit services related to the Commission's review of AEP Ohio's distribution investment rider.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the entry.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 7 is approved. Moving on to gas with Judge Shabo, we will call item number 8, case 122962 GARDR et al. Item number 9, case 221018 GARDR. Item number 10, case 221019 GARDR. And item number 11, case 221054 GARDR together, please.
Chair French, I would first like to correct the case number on item 8. It is 22-962-GA-RDR.
Thank you. I did think that was odd. Okay.
That said, in these 4 orders, the Commission authorizes infrastructure replacement rider adjustments for Duke Energy Ohio, Dominion Energy Ohio, and Columbia Gas of Ohio, consistent with staff's recommendations.
Thank you. Is there a motion for approval of items number 8, 9, 10, and 11?
I move approval of each of the 4 entries.
Okay, is there a second?
Second to all 4.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Okay, items number 8, 9, 10, and 11 are approved. Item number 12, case 221055 GARDR, please.
In this finding and order, the Commission approves Columbia Gas of Ohio's application to adjust its demand-side management rider.
Okay, is there a motion for approval?
Motion for approval of the entry.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 12 is approved. Item number 13, case 201536 ELAGG et al., please.
In this finding and order, the Commission approves Hercules Energy LLC's renewal applications for certification to provide competitive retail electric and natural gas service in Ohio.
Okay, is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the finding and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 13 is approved. Item number 14, case 211077 ELAGG et al., please.
In this finding and order, the Commission denies Deregulated Energy, Inc.'s application for certification to provide competitive retail electric and natural gas service in Ohio.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the finding and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 14 is approved. Item number 15, case 21-107GAABN, please.
In this finding and order, the commission approves an application by Northeast Ohio Natural Gas Corps to abandon service to a single premise in Lake County, Ohio. That premise is now taking service from a different line.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the finding and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 15 is approved. Item number 16, case 22-787-GAAIS, please.
In this finding and order, the commission approves the application of Columbia Gas of Ohio for authority to issue long-term debt.
Okay. Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the finding and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 16 is approved. Item number 17, case 23-46-GAALT, please.
In this entry, the commission accepts for filing, as of February 28, 2023, Columbia Gas of Ohio's application for an alternative rate plan.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 17 is approved. Okay, moving to transportation with Judge C. Item number 18, case 21-185-TRCVF, please.
In this finding and order, the commission approves the settlement agreement between staff and the respondent and directs respondent to pay the agreed-upon forfeiture.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the finding and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 18 is approved. Item number 19, case 22-233-TRCVF, please.
In this opinion and order, the commission finds that the respondent violated the commission's transportation regulations, overpaid the civil forfeiture assessed, and directs that the respondent be refunded the overpayment, including fees and interest.
Is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the opinion and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 19 is approved. Item number 20, case 22-805-TRCVF, please.
In this entry, the commission grants staff's motion to dismiss this case as the civil forfeiture has been paid.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval of the entry.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 20 is approved. Okay, we're going to take item number 21, which is case 2023-208-RRFED. Item number 22, which is case 23-215-RRFED. Item number 23, which is case 23-225-RRFED. Item number 24, which is case 23-242-RRFED. And item number 25, which is case 23-288-RRFED. Together, please.
In these 5 finding and orders, the commission directs the railroad to install active warning devices at 5 crossings in Clinton, Stark, and Hamilton counties.
Is there a motion for approval of items number 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25?
I move approval of each of the 5 finding and orders.
Okay, is there a second?
Second to all 5.
All right, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is anyone opposed? Okay, items number 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 are all approved. Item number 26, case 23-283-RRSTP, please.
In this finding and order, the commission approves the stipulation between the railroad and the city of Sylvania to install flashing lights and gates at a crossing in Lucas County.
Okay, is there a motion for approval?
I move approval of the finding and order.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Item number 26 is approved. And with that, I just want to say the Commission's approval of these 6 rail crossing improvements combined represents over $1.6 million of investment in Ohio. Thank you. Okay, I believe that's the end of our agenda as far as cases go. Next, we will recognize Jace Neal, who is the PUCO's Employee of the Month for April. Commissioner Dieters will present the proclamation, please.
Thank you, Chair French. It is my honor to present the Chuck Tingley Employee of the Month, one of the highest honors you can receive at the PUCO, to Jace Neal. I'll make it official by reading the proclamation. As Commissioners of the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, we are pleased to recognize the efforts of our dedicated staff. Jace has worked for the PUCO for 5 years. He has gone above and beyond to serve the state of Ohio and the mission of the PUCO. Jace serves as an investigator in the Transportation Department at the PUCO. Jace's role includes conducting compliance investigations on active Ohio carriers, as well as conducting new entrant safety audits and completing commercial vehicle inspections and public appearances. Jace has worked hard and has proven himself in his ability to complete sound investigations, audits, and inspections. According to Jace's colleagues, Jace is always available to answer calls on questions that arise during audits and investigations and enjoys interaction amongst his peers. For this, we convey to Jace our deepest gratitude. Congratulations. Picture time.
All right, finally, we are going to hear a presentation from PUCO staff about standard service offer rates for Ohio's electric customers and price to compare changes. So if you could come forward. Sarah Pro, Tim Benedict, and Barb Bossert, right? Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. As you know, electricity bills are composed of three main components: generation, transmission, and distribution. Under Ohio law, customers may shop for the supplier for their generation portion of their bill for their commodity service. The SSO, or standard service offer, is the default rate for a customer who decides for whatever reason not to shop for an alternative supplier. The SSO itself is established through a series of declining clock auctions in which suppliers compete against each other for the right to serve non-shopping load at the lowest cost. The SSO rate forms the basis of what we call the price to compare, which appears on each customer's utility bill and can be used to compare the default service rate to offers from other competitive suppliers. Standard service offer also acts as the provider of last resort, or what we'll sometimes call polar, so that in the event of a supplier bankruptcy or even just the termination of an existing supply contract, all customers have a competitively determined rate to fall back onto. Each utility selects an independent auction manager to conduct each auction on its behalf, and the commission itself retains a consultant who assists staff in monitoring those auctions. The utilities themselves do not receive a profit on the results of the auction. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you're well aware, auction clearing prices have increased significantly recently for various factors that we will be discussing further. For 3 of the 4 utilities, this means that SSO rates will be increasing starting on June 1st of this year. These rates that will be going into effect are the results of SSO auctions held over the past year. Auctions in the fall of 2022 were producing prices around the $120 a megawatt hour range. As the market has stabilized, the spring's auctions have resulted in prices closer to $80 or $90 a megawatt hour. Hopefully that does indicate that the worst is behind us. To discuss more about the factors influencing wholesale prices at the regional and federal level, I'd like to turn the discussion over to Sarah Perot, the PUCO's federal energy advocate.
Thank you, Tim. The price of electricity, which is the generation portion of a customer's bill, is determined by two main components, capacity and energy. I'm going to talk about capacity first. PJM Interconnection LLC is the regional grid operator for the District of Columbia and 13 states, including Ohio. As one of its primary functions, PJM holds capacity auctions to ensure that there are enough generating resources available to meet the region's electricity needs, plus an adequate reserve margin. PJM's capacity auctions are typically held well in advance of when the generating resources are needed, 3 years before the start of a delivery year, which begins on June 1st and extends through the following May 31st. This is intended to provide sufficient time for new resources to come online if necessary to support and ensure a reliable grid. However, PJM's regular auction schedule has been disrupted by delays ordered by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, which oversees the wholesale power markets. The delays in PJM's auction schedule have impacted Ohio's SSO auctions. Ohio's regulated electric utilities have not been able to obtain SSO supplies in the way that the PUCO originally intended. In the absence of an established PJM price for capacity, the utilities have had to limit their SSO procurements to 1-year auction products only, rather than using a blend of 1, 2, and 3-year products, which helps to mitigate price volatility in the markets. The outcome is an SSO price for the coming delivery year that is not blended based on a mix of varied length auction products. I will add that we did raise our concerns before FERC. The PUCO repeatedly cautioned FERC that the unwarranted delay in PJM's auction schedule would cause uncertainty for market participants and could harm Ohio's SSO auctions. We are now seeing the effects of FERC's approval of these delays. Unfortunately, this uncertainty in the capacity market has come at a time of volatility in the energy market and higher energy prices, which is the other main component factored into the generation portion of the bill. Wholesale electricity prices in the United States increased over most of last year due to macroeconomic, geopolitical, and other circumstances impacting PJM and the rest of the country. Monitoring Analytics, LLC, which is the independent market monitor for PJM, noted in its 2022 annual State of the Market report for PJM that energy prices increased significantly from 2021 to 2022, with the average PJM energy price increasing from $39.78 per megawatt in 2021 to $80.14 per megawatt hour in 2022. The IMM noted that this was the highest average PJM price, the highest price increase, and the highest percentage price increase for any year since the creation of the PJM markets in 1999. These region-wide high wholesale energy prices are reflected in the SSO rates resulting from Ohio's SSO auctions held in 2022 and the first part of this year. So what does all of this mean? Generally, as a result of the higher prices determined by these market forces in the recent SSO auctions in Ohio, the SSO rates effective as of June 1st for most of the regulated electric utilities will be going up, and SSO customers will see this increase in their bills starting this summer. Thankfully, this is not the end of our presentation today. Most customers in Ohio have alternatives to the SSO, and there are ways to manage or even lower electric bills. Current SSO customers that wish to mitigate the coming bill impacts can take steps now to prepare. Barbara Bossert with the PUCO Service Monitoring and Enforcement Department will address the options available to customers to moderate their energy bills.
Thank you, Sarah. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for letting me speak today. In recent weeks, our call center has received an uptick in calls regarding the upcoming increase in the SSO prices. So I wanted to touch on a few things that customers can do to help lower their energy bills. Customers can conserve the energy they use. The Public Utilities Commission website has many great tips on how to reduce your energy usage. Some of the easiest ways to save on your energy usage are to increase your thermostat by 5 degrees when you're away from your home, Decrease your water heater to about 120 degrees. Avoid creating unnecessary heat and humidity in your home during the middle of the day during the summer months by washing your dishes, doing your laundry, bathing, cooking, either before noon or after 8 o'clock, if possible. You should close your windows and blinds and your doors and windows during the day to help block out the heat. Shut off your lights when you leave the room. Turn off your computer and your computer monitor when you're not using them. And also look for energy efficiency products when you are purchasing new appliances, shower heads, or lights. In addition, the Ohio Department of Development and many utilities, both gas and electric, have weatherization programs for qualified households. These programs can help replace insulation, furnaces, water heaters, and other things to make your home more efficient. I recommend that customers go to the ODOD website and their utilities websites to view these programs. Another way to reduce your energy bill is by shopping on our Energy Choice website. Instead of selecting your utility's default SSO service to provide your generation needs, you can select a competitive retail electric service provider for your generation service. We refer to this as Energy Choice. As you can see by the graphic, I think is up there, that 55% of Ohio's electric customers have selected a competitive electric provider to provide their generation service. Many providers can offer a lower per kilowatt hour rate than the utility's default service. To find these plans and the competitive retail electric service providers, customers can visit our Energy Choice website at www.energychoice.ohio.gov. The website provides great information on Energy Choice and how to shop. Some of this information includes what questions to ask providers before signing a contract, such as the price or rate per kilowatt hour, how long the rate or the term will last, how often the price will fluctuate, and what factors will cause the price to fluctuate, and including any additional fees. Our website provides the list of the participating suppliers, their contact information, and their offers, which will include the rate, environmental characteristics, early termination fees, fixed or variable rates, plans, and the length of the price offer. When shopping for competitive plans, customers should remember to check their bill for their current rate that they are paying for generation. The price to compare is listed on customers' electric bills, and it is the utility's default rate as customers would pay if they remained with the utility. If the customer is already with a competitive supplier, the supplier's name and rate will appear on the bill. Customers should check their contract terms and conditions before switching to another provider or back to the default service, just to make sure that they don't incur any early termination fees. Sorry about that. Customers should remember to mark their calendar at the end of their initial term so they can revisit their options to make sure they are continuing to pay the competitive rate. I want to share some stats and observations about our web traffic. On average, Energy Choice Ohio gets about 2,500 visitors each day. The week of March 20th, when there was a significant news conference of the upcoming SSO price changes, we observed a 1,000% increase in traffic to the Energy Choice website, over 2,000 visitors in one day. We also analyze where the traffic is coming from. As expected, most visitors find the site via internet search engines. The week of March 20th, we observed significant traffic being referred from a number of news media websites, our own communication efforts, and those of the regulated utilities. As you are aware, the PUCO certifies the competitive retail electric and gas service providers to ensure that they have the managerial, financial, and technical capabilities to provide service. The Commission also enforces the consumer protection rules to prohibit unfair, deceptive, and misleading marketing and sale of the competitive retail electric service. In addition, our rules require understandable pricing, terms, and conditions of service, and provide residential customers 7 days to rescind or cancel the enrollment after receiving a notification from their utility of their pending switch. This allows customers time to review their terms and conditions to ensure that they want to enroll. Also, many communities are certified as governmental aggregators. These communities can use their buying power to secure a competitive rate. Many programs are opt-out programs, which will enroll eligible customers unless the customer opts out of the enrollment. Customers can visit our website and view our governmental aggregation maps to determine if their community is part of an aggregation. If customers still need assistance in paying their bills, utilities will offer payment plans to help prevent disconnections. They also have budget plans to help spread your usage out over a 12-month period. Many utilities offer assistance funded through their shareholders or customer contributions that customers may be eligible for. In addition, customers at or below 175% of the federal income level may qualify for the HEAP program administered by the Ohio Department of Development or qualify for our percentage of income payment plan. If customers have any questions or concerns regarding energy choice and any of the information that was provided today, our Consumer Services Division is available to assist. Customers may contact us by filling out the Contact Us form online or by calling 1-800-686-7826. Almost done. In addition, PUCO staff is available to provide energy choice presentations to consumer groups that are interested in learning more about energy choice. Just last week, my staff was in Cincinnati speaking to a group of retirees. PUCO staff were in North Royalton speaking to consumer groups and local governments. Also in Cleveland, working with a local hospital's community outreach office to educate their staff and nearby residents. Anyone wishing to learn more about or have the PUCO come and speak to them can find a Request a Speaker form on the PUCO or Energy Choice Ohio website, or reach out directly to the PUCO Outreach Coordinator, Jill Coker. The PUCO Office of Public Affairs also pushes out a lot of information via our website, email, newsletters, the PUCO social media channels, which include Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We also push out messages to email and text subscribers each time the utility standard service rates, both electric and natural gas, are updated with information about those prices, how those prices are derived, and their options via the Energy Choice Ohio website. One can subscribe simply by signing up using a form at the bottom of the PUCO website. And that is the end of my presentation, unless you guys have questions. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, all three of you, for being here and giving that presentation. It's very informative. Does anyone have any questions? Commissioner Friedman?
Thank you. Just a couple of questions and points of clarification. Sarah, first of all, thank you three for doing this. It's really important, particularly given the anticipated increase in generation costs. Sarah, you had indicated that the generation costs have been determined by the auctions for delivery period beginning June 1st, just for the information of anyone out there?
That's correct. June 1st is the date.
When does that period end?
May 31st is kind of that PJM delivery year. Annual cycle is June 1 to the following May 31st. So things may look different after May 31st, but
Things will look the
that
same.
full annual 12-month period from June 1st to May 31st, that's the situation.
Thank you. And then just generally, Tim and Barb, you guys were talking about the SSO. Just to allay the reservations of individuals who haven't yet dipped their toe in the competitive water, I recognize that there may be limitations or costs associated with terminating a supplier's agreement, but in terms of the SSO itself, people are free to switch from the SSO to a competitive supplier, and in terms of the SSO, switch back anytime they want without penalty.
Correct.
Although, again, the supplier agreement may contain some limitations on freedom of movement. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, good presentation. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Tim, for explaining what's happening in the wholesale market, and Sarah for some of the reasons why it's happening in the wholesale market with prices in that market for future deliveries. Prices increasing over the last year, including for future deliveries of capacity and energy. In this case, the focus is on what the impacts are going to flow through from those wholesale market changes starting June 1 for the SSOs of the electric distribution utilities for the default service customers that they serve. And thanks, Barb, for the very comprehensive and necessary explanation of what the options are for customers to help themselves to deal with it, both on the managing their consumption side of things, and then on the what they do need to purchase, what their options are might be for avoiding or mitigating, not avoiding really, but mitigating the impacts of what the SSO will otherwise provide them if they stay on the SSO starting June 1. And that's a really important message, I think, to get out, that there are steps, measures you can take if you're on the SSO currently for any of the EDUs to manage the impacts, the financial impacts of the changes that are coming, which we've been warned about and have been warning about for some time now. And hopefully, not hopefully, I trust that we will continue to try to get the message out, and those the suppliers and the EDUs will also take up the reins and continue to do what they can to get the message out to all the affected consumers out there. But one thing that I want to also good clarification from Commissioner Friedemann about some of the switching parameters and the fact that there's no impact, there's no termination fee for getting off and no initiation fee for getting on the SSO, which is important to know, which is the kind of the corollary to what happens with the competitive suppliers, which may or may not have restrictions, including termination fees that apply to leaving early the supply that you might have contracted to get from one or another of them. But another point I just wanted to address or go over is that while the impacts are starting June 1 and will continue for the following year through the next the end date, May 31st to 24, to be clear, if you don't switch by June 1 to a competitive supplier, and you then find yourself facing the impacts that have been described so well by the three of you that are looming here, that's not the end of the time you have to help yourself. Even if you miss a month or 2 months and then realize in August or late July, August, September that your bills have gone up dramatically, you still have time to shop and avoid the impacts from that point forward for the rest of the delivery year. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yep. All right. So I would also say, just based on what you've just described, Sarah and Tim and Barb, that Barb, you're going to be busy. And now you put the target on Jill Coker's back, it sounds like, so she's going to be busy too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, as my fellow commissioners have addressed, thank you all for the time spent with us and for the state. Frankly, I think the PUCO is really blessed to have your team and all of you here willing to address these issues. This, as we've discussed, is going to be a hard time for a lot of Ohioans. There's a lot of people who, in the inflationary pressure, really struggle with these increases. And I think the efforts that you're all making to have an outreach component to this, where people who might be working 2 jobs don't have time, raising their families, don't have time to pay attention to how important this is, and it's going to be in June. So Much appreciated. I thank you for the continued efforts on that front. Thanks.
Just a few comments here. For the three of you, thank you. Your presentation has been very informative. And for the Barb, I'm very happy, as always, to hear for the call center and both your team to hear the outreach and that the call center is doing. And I think that's always important to help the consumer and help educate the consumer as they're navigating the market. So I'm always happy to hear that and excited to hear that. So with that, that's all the comments I have.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you very much. Again, appreciate you being here and answering all of our questions. Anybody else? No? Okay, thanks. All right. The next commission meeting will take place at the commission offices in this hearing room on May 3rd, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. So next, I hope you will all join us for a welcome reception in honor of Commissioner Williams immediately following this meeting. Are there any additional comments from staff or my fellow commissioners? Okay, hearing none, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Have a great